Hey, what's going on, YouTubers? How are ya? Hiker Dave here. Thank you very much for clicking. I've had an incredible amount of comments that I've tried to get to, and a lot of questions that people will ask. And I'd like to address them now because it's just a lot quicker for me to just do this way rather than, even though, I'm like, oh, this will be a quicker way. I ended up writing them all down. So I don't think it really ended up being much quicker, but whatever. I figured I'd do it in person, right? So I do want to first address something. I had somebody send me a comment from, I'm just going to say the letters because I don't know if it's supposed to be a word, but it has to do with, all right, the sender. The letters were RDNCKRAMDOSD1. I don't know if that's Redneck Man Oz D1. I don't know. And I'm sorry, man, or ma'am, for botching that really bad. But he sent me a comment and said that Jerry Klein, he's another researcher, had shut down his channel because of the trolls and the negativity on his channel. And I just wanted to address this first, that if I could, if there's one thing I could say to him, if I ever had a chance to talk to him, or I would say I can understand that, but there are ways of kind of around that. You can disable comments. I believe you can do that. I've watched videos and then was going to comment on the video and realized that the comment section was disabled. You cannot not see these comments. If you have your own channel and if you're a down-to-earth person, you want to reply to the people that are positive and that leave really good comments. And that's why I love this channel. I love the comments. I love the feedback between people that watch. And all of a sudden, my channel has like 4,500 subscribers. It happened really fast, just over a couple of week period. So the negativity is just, but I mean, it's all over the place. But, if you, Mr. Klein, could somehow try to look past that and continue your work, and that is if this is true, if this commenter that sent this is correct, and he discontinued his YouTube channel because of the negativity, I would implore Mr. Klein to rethink or reevaluate just getting out of the game altogether. Or maybe he just doesn't want to do it anymore and he's still out there researching and he's happier doing it that way. And if that's the case, Mr. Jerry Klein, then all the power to you. And if that's what you want to do, I would never try to talk someone out of a decision that they are firmly entrenched in in wanting to do something like that. And I can completely understand it. I really can. I have recently had the way I've been looking at it lately is that I don't know these people that are telling me that this video is worthless. I never should have clicked on it, especially the Floor in the Woods video. I get a lot of negativity, and I don't know who these people are. And I will guarantee you 100% that if this person was standing directly in front of me, they would never speak those words to me. I've also had comments that respectfully ask, why didn't you show more of the floor? Why didn't you show the floor? I respect that. That's how you approach something like this. Not calling me names and stuff. But so my point being, freedom of speech, we should enjoy it while we still can. I don't want to get all political on you guys and give you my views on politics. I think that's a good way to just start down the wrong road, and I don't want to go there. But I think that we should be lucky that right now we still have our freedom of speech. because who knows how long that's going to last. So these people that leave comments, Mr. Klein, on your channel that are just negative, and I'm getting them as well. And, you know, it would be great if you could see your way past that bull crap and maybe come back. That is, if this is the case, if you actually got rid of your channel because of that. And it's a shame. And I wish you wouldn't listen to them. I'm learning that. I'm learning that myself right now, with the sudden, a lot more people watching my videos and stuff like that. And I get a lot more negative comments than I ever did. But I am learning to appreciate the freedom that we have here, that we can say what we want. And I will say again, a lot of this is people in their mother's basement. I've had comments like that, because people that comment stuff like that really don't give a damn really about how they affect others and stuff like that. So, and I would challenge anybody, if you've got a negative comment like that, please come to Massachusetts and stand in front of me and say it. That's all I have to say about that. Let's answer some questions. Again, Mr. Klein, do what you feel you should, and your decision is your decision, and I respect it. I have some questions I'd like to answer. I get a lot of questions, but here are just a few that I wrote down for now. I want to do more videos like this. Nancy, I'm sorry, but I am going to butcher this name. Peteja, P-E-T-E-J-A, asks, have you ever been on the Blue Dot Trail in Connecticut? And no, I haven't. I've never hiked in Connecticut. I'd love to. And have you ever heard tree knocks? So with the tree knocks, I have. Actually, right at the end of 2000 or mid-2018, me and my son were out hiking, and we heard tree knocks from two different directions. I also have heard tree knocks in the beginning of 2018, right at the end of the winter. Distant tree knocks, which could have been another researcher knocking on a tree. I always think of that, unless I visually get my eyes on a Sasquatch whacking a tree with a log. I always question that. But the ones that I heard with my son really, really were convincing to me. I knew the area fairly well, and I know that where the tree knocks came from, it's not really an area where there's trails or where people go. But anyways, thank you very much for your question. YouTuber YTUB, okay, YouTube Binger asks, does the missing hiker worry you? I believe he's speaking about the missing hiker. I spent a lot of my time in 2018 looking for Donald Flint, who possibly could have went missing in Massasoit State Park in my area. And does it worry me? It does worry me. It does. It's something I think about. It's not constantly on my mind, but it is always in the back of my mind. And I think of the missing 411 and how just so many people go missing. So it is on my mind. Stuff like that I do think about. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if Mr. Flint went missing in that state park, because I've looked, I've scoured a lot of that park. Not 100% of it. I can't do that. It probably would take me a couple of years to go over every square foot of this place, but it was discouraging to spend so much time looking for this guy, and I never found anything. I found a sneaker once and a jacket. I found a jacket before, and I brought it to the attention of the park employees, and they took the jacket and the sneaker, but they, other than that, yes, I do think about it, and it does worry me. Watching and Waiting asked me on the Floor in the Woods video, do you think someone or a group of people are teaching others how to build primitive structures for survival? Absolutely, right? I mean, that Floor in the Woods and that type thing is, I believe that's what she's speaking of, or I don't know why I said she. This person, I believe that's what they were speaking of. Or Or the comment could have also been about the structures. And do I believe that it could have been some kind of, bushcrafting, learning how to build structures? I absolutely think that is a possibility. Yes, I'm adamant about keeping in mind that everything is not Bigfoot. Seeing as I am a 100% complete believer that Sasquatch exists, they're real. I believe that they are in my area of Massachusetts. I think they're in a lot of areas that people don't realize. But I can't look at everything and just be like, oh, Bigfoot did that, Bigfoot did that. So I have to keep an open mind, and I pride myself on having an open mind like that. So the possibility is definitely there that because I have gone out and built lean-to structures myself just for practice and stuff like that in case of a survival situation. Just to have kind of a little bit of knowledge how to do something like that, I think is important. So that's a good question, and I thank you for it. On the torn down structures, Dad Carroll asks, were the pieces broken or cut, or were they lashed with any man-made stuff? All of those structures were broken. Every one of those limbs were broken. I definitely, when I see a structure like that, the first thing I look for is saw marks, or I will look for a rope or some kind of lashing, So in all of the cases, there was none of that. In all three of those large structures, every single one of those branches that I saw, that I could see, I didn't investigate every last single twig and stick, but from what I could see, and I've spent a lot of time with these structures prior to them being destroyed, they were all broken. Not one, whoever built these things did not bring a saw or a tool with them and didn't lash them together with anything. And he also asked, Dad Carroll asked, wouldn't it be done all over different parks? Like so, because I had mentioned that the possibility that the Park Service came in and destroyed these, maybe for safety issues. And he mentioned, well, wouldn't that be the case all over? Wouldn't they go in and destroy all kinds of structures? And I can't answer that because these structures in this area where I found them, I've never seen any others like that large, that big. Did find a large teepee structure in New Hampshire, and it was in a state forest area, but I haven't been back in the past 2 months to see if it has been destroyed. So I don't know if it would be done. You would think that it would be a national something sent out to every park service saying, if you find a structure in your area, destroy it and get rid of it. And for a safety issue would be maybe what I would think. Thank you for the question, Dad Carroll. I appreciate it. Dad Carroll, yes, that was the name. Another question. This one is also from the Floor in the Woods. Where is this? It's in southeastern Massachusetts. Brian Wallace asked me, where is this? A lot of people ask me that, where am I? Where are you at? Where is this? So I'm going to group in a couple more people that ask me where I am. Mortyless Rick, Christopher Spinney, Gloucester, Mass. Unplugged, also asks, where are you in Mass? What city? I am in Taunton, Mass. is where is the center of the area that I like to explore, but I go to all different smaller towns around me, to all kinds of different state forests and state parks in my area. But that's southeastern Massachusetts, southern New England, southeastern Mass. Taunton, Mass. is where I'm based out of, and then from there I kind of fan out. And I just, I have an app on my phone. It's called All Trails. And that's All Trails. And you, no matter where you are, you can download that, and it just comes up with all hiking trails, whatever's near you. It's a wonderful app. And if I want to go to another town, say 25 miles from me, I just look in that area on All Trails, what's around there, and I'll just go explore. And it's a really cool app. But that's to answer your question where I am in all of my videos. Either that or I'm up north in New Hampshire. a couple videos, northern Mass, but mostly that's where I'm at in my videos and on my quests, so to speak. Another person asked me, terrible sight, Dutrasac. I'm sorry, I'm butchering the bejesus out of that, and I apologize. Terrible sight, Dutrasac. Okay, have you checked? This is about the Floor in the Woods video. Have you checked the history of the land? If Native Americans live there? Well, let me tell you, terrible sight. Absolutely, yes. I have done a lot of research into the Native Americans that lived here, and there are the Pequot Indians. There is a lot of other Indian natives, tribes that were in this area back in the day. So I have done my homework, and yes, this is an area full of history of Native Americans. Suzuki Fanboy asks, have I ever explored the Wachusett Reservoir or anywhere in Central Mass? I have not. I have never really gone out towards Central Mass. I would love to. If you are from Central Mass, let me know. I'll give you my Gmail. And if you can show me around Central Mass, I would love that. He also asked me, have I heard of the abandoned prison camp in Rutland, Mass? I have not. I haven't at all. I'm not too much of a huge fan of abandoned buildings and stuff like that, or the paranormal. I do have an interest in it, but it's not something I seek out. If it's something I came across in my travels, I definitely would head first want to investigate and check it out. But it's not something I seek out. If you understand what I'm saying, I'm not a huge abandoned building type explorer person. It interests me. Yes, it does interest me. Like I said, if I was out hiking and came across it, it's something I would love to. I would investigate something like that. Tom Talker 2000 asked me, what would the park motivation be for destroying those structures? So I made a video about, I discovered 3 structures that were dismantled and taken apart. And so this was a question on that video. What would the park motivation be for destroying the structures? I get a lot of questions like that so far for that video. And my answer to that would be, I guess, safety. I don't know. That could be the only thing, would be safety. And so for some hikers that maybe see it through the woods and go and check it out and go inside of it, and then it collapses on them. And I don't know if the state would be responsible for their hospital bills if they got hurt, if there could be a lawsuit. I don't know. That could be the only reason that I could see why the park rangers would come in there, or park officials. I don't know about rangers, what they're called, but park service. That really could, to me, is the only reason why they would do that, is for a lawsuit. I did have another commenter, and I'm so sorry I didn't write your name down. It was more than one commenter that thought, now that the area, I come across these areas and I've made videos there, that the area has been compromised, and the possibility that if Bigfoot had constructed these structures, that once they see me walking around them and taking video, that they're not happy about it. The area has been compromised, and they come in and just destroy it themselves. Possibility, right? I mean, who knows, really? I mean, if it was destroyed by Sasquatch, if it was built by Sasquatch and destroyed by Sasquatch, that would be why, right? That makes sense to me. It is, they saw me nosing around and you know, talking to the funny box in my hand, and they said, that's it, we're you know, we've been compromised, see you later, let's knock them down, we'll build them somewhere else where Hiker Dave doesn't go all the time. Thank you for your question. I do appreciate that. Tom Tucker 2000 always has awesome comments. Thank you very much. I did a little shout out video and I didn't put in Tom Tucker. It always has some really good comments. Thank you very much. The drive-through poet asks me, has anyone heard of the staircase in the woods leading nowhere? I have. I've seen a couple of videos. That's extremely interesting to me. There was a story I heard of a gentleman that was out in the woods and found one of these staircases and walked up the staircase, and something had happened. He went back home, found out he lost his job because he was gone for a month or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but he had people had never seen him again, and to him it was just a couple of hours had passed. And really strange stuff. I've heard some park forest rangers talk about finding a staircase in the woods and, to just stay away from them if you ever see something like that. I have to say, I'd be fascinated if I ever came across something like that. If the stairs lead to nowhere, I don't know if I understand climbing them, but I mean, who knows? I am a very curious person by nature, and I have to say, I might be fool enough to climb them. But knowing what I know now, if I ever came across something like that, I would turn tuck tail and run. I wouldn't go anywhere near it. But yes, I have heard of them. Thank you, Drive-Through Poet. Wendy Rapp, she always comments on my videos. Thank you, Wendy. I really appreciate your feedback. On the destroyed structures, who did it and why? So I went through that about who would do it and why. And I really just have to be completely upfront and say, I just think my opinion. I haven't got to talk to anybody in the Park Service yet because no one's around. I haven't seen any park employees. I don't know if it's the government shutdown or whatever. I have seen no park employees to talk to anybody. So, but I will. I plan to. I'd like to find out. I really would. And somebody commented, and there's another case where I tried to go back and find the comment and I couldn't find it. Shocking. That someone mentioned that the Park Service may do this to hide the existence or the fact that Sasquatch is real. So the Park Service may have stumbled across these and said, oh, no, we can't have this. And they know who built it. And they realize they don't want that sign. Maybe they saw my videos or somebody saw my videos and said, hey, you got guys out there, this guy out there in southeastern Massachusetts keeps filming these huge structures built by Bigfoot. It's your job to shut it down, get rid of them, knock them down. And that's a possibility as well. If you've got an open mind, you have to think about these things. So that's that, you guys. Thank you so much. And to the gentleman, again, who possibly may have shut down his channel because of the trolls, Mr. Jerry Klein, get in touch with me if send me a just comment on this video if you happen to see the video, and I'll shoot you my Gmail and we can talk, and maybe you get out of the game because you just don't want to do it anymore, and I completely understand that. And it's tough reading the negativity, but I also, please keep in mind, these people don't know you, my friend. They do not know you, and they don't care. And I have to say, most of all, if they were standing in front of me, approached me while I'm pumping gas at a gas station and told me I'm an idiot, I think that things would go different. I don't think it would happen that way. Thank you so much, guys, for coming by. I appreciate your support. My channel has doubled in size with subscribers the past couple of weeks. I love it. I've got a lot more coming up for you guys, and I do appreciate you coming by, and I'll definitely see you guys soon on the next one.